Welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome to Journey to Bliss. And as you know, I am Miss Bliss. We have two special guests this evening. We have our sister Quinn and our sister Naima, and they are part of the Diana Pharr program, Restoring the Magic in Humanity. And they are here this evening to present their works to you. Please introduce yourself. We could start with Naima.
Greetings. I am Naima Surwa. I am a natural hair care educator and specialist. I have been doing natural hair for more than 30 years. um, I have been a student of Diana Pharr for almost 12 years now. I've been studying with her, and I'm happy to be here.
Welcome, welcome. Quinn, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hey. Hello, all. I'm Quinticia Arche. I go by Quinn with one N. I have a natural skincare line. Well, natural bath and body care line. Um, I started making products 15 years ago. It doesn't feel like it's been 15 years. I started making it for my children and myself initially, and it just grew into something else. Very unexpected business path, um, but I love it. It feels like breathing. It feels like art, and I love to just go in the lab and cook up that work. That's what I say to my kids. So. They don't know the
Yes,
reference.
yes,
They
yes.
don't know the reference. But I'm very happy to be here. And also, I'm a student of Diana. I am a fairly new student. I have popped in and out over the years by invitation from Miss Naima. And this year, I finally said, well, last year, let me leap. I feel like this is speaking to my soul and I want to be a part of it. So I've been in for about, 6 months now, maybe?
Wow.
So thanks for having
Okay.
me.
Okay. Y'all,
Feels
Diana Farr has been putting in the work for many, many, many years and teaching these lovely people about alchemy and manifestation and getting into the flow of the energy. So I absolutely love it that you guys have been with her, even off and on, because it's a lot to learn. And we all know this is a journey. And I never see nobody that say the journey is just a straight line. No, it's up, down, zigzag, left, right, all types of ways. All types of ways. So I want to say peace to the brothers and sisters in the chat. Peace and blessings. How are you? Yes, greetings. No, Diana's not on tonight, but we're going to have her next time, y'all. Yes. Good evening, ladies. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello,
How are
hello.
you ladies doing? Good to see you. Yes. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. So yeah, Naima, you do natural hair, right?
yeah.
So I want to ask a question because I know you really don't handle like hair that has chemicals inside of it or hair that is processed. What do you do when it comes to someone who is just starting their natural hair journey? Because we always hear about the BC, the big chop, and I
hmm
know a lot of ladies who don't want to do the BC. So, what are your recommendations for someone who's starting their natural hair journey?
Well, I am an alumni of the Talia Wajid Natural Hair Care Salon here in Atlanta, Georgia. And we had an 18-month program at that salon to help women transition from relaxed to natural hair. So we had all kinds of options. The big chop is an option. We have to look at your lifestyle. Do you work out? Are you a hair person? Do you want to fool with it daily or do you just want to get up, put some oil in it, and go? So there are things that can be done with extensions. There are things that can be done with your own hair without chopping it off. And we just created a plan for that over 18 months to help the transition be easier. And so,
Mm.
I still do that. So that's one of the things that I specialize in, helping women transition from relaxed to natural hair in an easy way.
Yes, yes, yes. I see. I should have worn my afro tonight because I transitioned a long time ago, and girl, it was a hot mess because we didn't have all the things that we have today. So what I did was I let the natural hair grow, and then the rest of my hair was permed. So it's like an afro and then straight. You look certified crazy. And then me working in the corporate world in a law firm, you got to kind of maintain your hair a certain way to accommodate, the pleasing of those eyes. So what I would do is the salon would straighten my new growth so that it matched my old straight girl, and the hot comb would go up until it was crazy. And I did this for months, and then they would clip the ends, and then finally once all of my natural hair was there, I didn't have to straighten my hair anymore. And then that's when I could see like,
at the demarcation point where the relax met the press, did you get any breakage?
It was a little breakage. So what they had these special hair care treatments to alleviate a lot of the breakages. So it was kind of like, I guess it was like an old school method. I don't know, maybe something they created because they didn't. Yeah. So, but it worked out. And but when I finally fully transitioned, my natural hair was like, part of it was straight, part of it was curly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because of the pressing, because of the heat. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So over time, fully there.
Yes. So over time, though, it fully went to where it needed to be. But that was how I transitioned back then. So yeah, it was pretty. Every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks we were doing that. So, but I made it through. I made it through the fire. So, but you mentioned Talia. So I was at Invest Fest last year in Atlanta, Georgia, and I saw her there doing some hair.
Okay.
Yeah. She was whipping it up too. I got a video of her. Next time when you're on the show, I'm gonna whip out the video because I was like, "Here we go, y'all!" And I think it was her and another young lady, and they were just doing the locks, and they was just whipping up that natural hair. She had all her hair products. I love the bright orange colors that she had going on. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Shout out to her. She's doing good things. Happy to hear that.
Product. And I just want to shout out one of her products. It's a miracle for all you ladies who have little girls or your own hair that gets really tangled. The Protective Mist Botifier. It is a miracle detangler. I have met no other detangler like it. Mm-hmm. Do not use the medicated. Just get the regular one, the Protective Mist Botifier. It is a spray detangler. It's a detangler, a leave-in conditioner, and a moisturizer. So you get all 3 in 1.
I love it.
Ooh, nice. We got to do a class on how to detangle hair though too, because that is another thing that I struggle with too. Detangling the hair without pulling a lot of it out. The natural hair journey is like a freaking journey within its own. Forget about the spiritual journey. The natural hair journey is like all one within itself. So yes, Quinn.
Hello.
So tell us what you do in your journey on your life. Share with us.
Well, I was home. The way I started. Well, okay. So Naeem was a part of this story. So when I was a teenager, you know how some girls like to go to makeup stands and perfume and get lost? It was Seven Nanda in Atlanta, Georgia for me, in Decatur, Georgia. I can go in Seven Nanda and just get lost. And I'm still like that with health food stores and herb shops. Like I can still get lost in there. But I was young and I was like, ooh, this is so wonderful. But what brought me there was the Big Chop. My Big Chop story was not, I was no spiritual nothing. My son, I had a little boy and we were at a salon where they did, barbers and beauticians. And I take my little boy and we wait. He sees the barber cuts his hair. I'm still waiting. Then I get washed. He's next to me. I'm still waiting. And you know how the salon goes. And the next time I went and the barber cut his hair, I said, hey, cut me. And that's how I went natural. But that natural transition for me, I can't speak for everyone. It leads you to a place. It leads you into a place where you do become closer with your spirit and who you are. It led me to African Daylight. I'm probably mispronouncing it because I'm country. In West End, Georgia. And I'm in there and I'm reading about, I have plaque psoriasis. So I would have flare ups. And I was buying all these creams and all these things to try to calm it down. So, of course, my hair is natural now. So now I'm in this place looking for something for my hair. Like you said, back then we didn't have as much. So I'm looking for things for my hair, for my skin. And I just kept following the yellow brick road. And eventually I locked my hair. And one day I walked into Talia Wajid. And there was Naima at the time whipping up hair. I had an appointment with her. I ended up coming in and we became friends over time. But I learned a lot about my hair. But it also made me, she introduced me to Carol's daughter at the time as well because, I wanted to try different things. And I continue, like on that path, buying other people's stuff. So I ended up becoming a stay-at-home mom. I had a child with some medical problems and I had to stay home for several years. And I couldn't find what I wanted. And I was spending all these money and resources were scarce because I wasn't working. I was married at the time and my husband was the only income. And I started pulling out those books that I had purchased at African Deli, that I purchased from health food stores. And I started thinking about what I was looking for and trying to make something that was just perfect for me. And I ended up coming up with a body butter. And as they say, started from the butter. Now I'm here because I have all kinds of things, and I just kept adding. Like for my kids, though, it was not for everyone; it was for us. And I would give people a little this and give people a little that, and then people start asking, "Then do you sell it?" And it went from there. It just kept growing and growing and growing. And I do a lot of vendor events, and just I like people. So I've been in a couple of boutiques. I live in Dover, Delaware. Definitely not as fast as Atlanta, Georgia, but I have a lot of fun making products and meeting people and traveling to vendor events. So I love what I do.
Yes, yes. Oh my God, that is a journey. Welcome, welcome. We have Carolyn. Yes, greetings, beautiful souls. Please put in the chat the name of the detangler or the link. We have it right here. It is Protective Mist Bodifier, and it's the regular one. So you guys can get that. Where can they purchase it at on?
You can purchase it online. You can purchase it in a beauty supply store. Most likely it's in a beauty supply store near you. Sometimes it's in Target, sometimes it's in Walmart. It depends on the demand in your area. Do not buy it on Amazon. You can go to taliawajid.com or blackearthproducts.com.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
The product
Yes.
line, Black Earth Products. The product line is Talia Wajid's Black Earth Products.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yes, the natural journey is no joke. And Carol's, I actually used Carol's daughter for a little bit too. So, but if I remember correctly, didn't she recently sell part of the company to some big organization or something like that? Was it Carol's daughter?
It's been some years, and it was purchased by a bunch of people. I think at the time it was like Jada Pinkett and Jay-Z and some other people. But then once it went corporate, then the formulas were different.
Yes, yeah.
That's what I was about to say because she's from Brooklyn, New York, and her one of her stores was not far from me. So we would go right there, and then everybody was saying that when she merged with these people, I don't know who they were, that the product changed. It was something where it just wasn't as good as it was, or something like that. I don't know because maybe they weren't
using it by hand. And when you go into mass production, or even if it does change hands, then the ingredients can change based on cost or, how, so it just changed, and it wasn't the same. There's still some good stuff in that product line.
Mm, okay. So there was a lot of backlash for that because, black folks are like, why you selling out? Why you why you change the product? It's not the same. And I think it's like food when you're in the kitchen and you're cooking food and you're putting all that
Mhm.
energy and your love into it. When you're preparing the hair products, and Quinn, you can confirm this for
Ab-
me. It's something about pouring your essence and your love and your desire into it, as opposed to like corporations. I don't know. Quinn, you could confirm this for me.
that is absolutely true. One of the things that I tell people that I make my products with peace, love, and good intention. And when I'm not feeling good, when I'm in a mood, or I'm just having a time, I won't make things because you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that energy, and it's something about the love that you're putting into it. When I'm making something, I know that I'm making it for someone who is a reflection of me, and I want them to have the same love that I have for myself. So it definitely changes. And I noticed the big change as well. Shout out to Carol because she inspired a lot of people. We have a lot of people who would never have stepped foot in their kitchen with the belief that they can make things. And once she started, it was like, hey, sis can do it, I can do it. So definitely shout out to her. But it changed a lot. And I do think it's because it's mass produced, because it's a corporation. And Carol did it for us. She did it. Carol's daughter was for us sisters and whomever else could use the products, sisters, brothers. And the corporations don't have the same love. They're doing it for profit. They're doing it for, honestly, and it's y'all don't, this is just my opinion. Sometimes I feel like they want to buy some of the things that we have to from going keep us from going but so far with the products, and kind of keep the money in line and in the hands they want it in. So it is a lot different. It is available. You used to have to go to her store or go to the website or go to Macy's. But once it hit those shelves in Target, it started to feel a little different. But yeah, it's minus her. We need Carolyn now. We need little Carol. Her mama.
Yes,
Carol's her
yes,
mom, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Carol's her mom.
yes,
Carol's daughter. Yeah.
yes, yes. Look, Carolyn, she said that is what's called predatory. Girl, let me tell you. So there was this conspiracy theory where a lot of us, when we create our own products and we're in there and we're putting in our heart and our soul, a lot of women who went natural thought their hair would not grow because there's something about the stereotype that black women cannot grow their own hair, and that's why we do whatever it is they think that we're doing with our hair. But there were women who were natural and their hair was growing. And so when you see a lot of these big organizations take over the products and they were still using the products, the hair wasn't, it was a lot of breakage, it was a lot of things going on because the chemical or the dynamics of how they was preparing it changed. So can you guys please express, like, have you seen women on their natural journey where their hair actually grows, or is this just only few and far in between?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm growing my hair right now. I have this scarf on, so it's kind of, you can't see, but you know, I'm I'm growing it actively using different herbs and trying to see how long I can get it to be. But
Okay.
natural hair grows. Part of part of what seems to be a common narrative is, yeah, her, like someone says, their hair grows better when it's natural. But I know for me, growing up, I didn't want my hair cut. I didn't want it trimmed. I didn't, like, just and so part of it is just not keeping up with what our hair needs to be healthy. Part of it was we didn't necessarily have the tools, like you said earlier. We just had a little grease and a little water and a little gel. Now we have more things. Now we know to detangle our hair, we have to use a comb with wider tooth or a detangling brush, and it needs to be supple or it be wet or have some conditioner or a detangler, and we have to start from the bottom, and work our way slowly to the top. And that's how you don't rip the hair out. When you start from the root and try to pull through curls, and then when we're not trimming it, our ends are split and they just grab onto each other and they don't really want to let go. And so we have to
Mm-hmm.
let that go. Anything that grows needs a pruning. So we
Exactly.
just have to get trims more often and we have to keep our hair moisturized. That's really, I mean, your insides do play a part. Like what you put inside your body, is gonna show on your skin, as Quinn can, you know, and on your hair, in your hair, how the health of your hair, how it looks, whether or not
Yeah.
it's dry or moisturized from the inside out.
Yes, yes. Quinn, you want to expand on that, about that, when you put stuff inside of your body and how it affects the outside of it?
Well, I definitely do, but I remember Naima telling me once, and Naima has, if you guys can see, this naturally beautiful curly hair. And when I met her, she had a completely bald head. And when she started growing it out, it was curly. And we were talking once, and she said, because I'm looking at her hair like, wow, when you were little, it must have been, great having this curly hair. And she said, I didn't know I had curly hair. And it made me think about, as children, what we were told. I remember being told from a little girl that I had the nappiest hair anyone had ever seen. I should have been born with a straightening comb. Your hair is so nappy. And it wasn't until, and I didn't, my hair would grow, but it would always break, much like Naima. Don't trim my hair. I want all my inches. Uh, but it wasn't until I went natural that I realized that my hair, the thickness wasn't ugly. The thickness wasn't nappy. The thickness was beautiful. And I had to learn how to moisturize and learn how to take care of it and even learn how to lock, because it's a misconception, and I'm sure Naima can attest to this, that once you lock your hair, you don't have to do anything. And people would say that all the time. Oh, I want dreads because I don't have to do anything to my hair and it'll just look good. You still have to take care of your hair and feed your body properly and moisturize and care for your hair. And I had to learn. Naima actually taught me how to take care of my locks because I was listening, to other people, and we didn't have YouTube back then, and all of these other resources. So my resource was the educators at Talia Wajid. As far as what you put in your body, absolutely. If and I have a habit of neglect sometimes during these months. I'm in Delaware. It's 8 degrees out. I'm tired. I don't want to do nothing. I want to hibernate for the winter, and I'm not doing anything. And I looked up. I was like, "Oh, I'm ashy. I can't. We can't sell. We can't sell hydration, and we ashy. That's just not how it goes." And I was talking to Naima. I was like, "Oh Lord, I don't have to wear makeup. I put my little serum on." I was like, "Ooh, I've been missing me." So
So I
definitely.
want to just bust in right here and say, just a few days ago, I was putting on her serum, the serum on my face, and I was about to get on. I think it was last week with you, Miss Bliss. I was putting on, and I was like, oh, this is my foundation. This is all I need.
But yeah,
Yes.
That
but
Arche
definitely
serum.
eating. I am a snacker. I am a southern girl. I want some biscuits and cornbread and some grits. And when I'm eating all the wrong things, it shows in my hair, it shows in my skin, it shows in my attitude. Because I'm in a funky mood when I'm eating funky. I'm not saying y'all don't eat grits. No, we need them black eyed peas and greens. Listen, it's heritage food. We just can't eat as much. Can't eat as much. But it definitely shows.
Yes, yes, yes. So wait, you mentioned the moisturizing of the skin. With this weather that we're going through right now, what do you recommend? Because you know how we our skin, it get cracked up and it's looking all like, you could see like lines, in our skin, and people are putting on uh Vaseline, or they're putting on, lotions, and by the time they get to work, we back to cracking up, or either that or we look like a grease ball. So what do you recommend? Something that's sort of, subtle, gentle, yet feminine, and looking moisturized.
Well, I don't have my grandma. Excuse me, I'm getting country again. my grandmother and family, some of them swear by Vaseline. My grandma swears by Vaseline, but it's never been effective for me. It clogs my pores, and then I'm greasy. And a part of the reason, again, I came up with my own line is because one, my kids have excessively dry skin like their mother. And I couldn't, you put on the Eucerin, you put on this stuff, you put on lotion, and the next thing you know, you're dry again and you spend your whole day reapplying. But it feels good in the moment. I'm not talking about, a brand that starts with the L and ends with M. I'm not calling any names, but at my job, they swear by it. It's everywhere. And I'm at work. So of course I pump a little in my hand and it's like, ooh. And before I get to my next patient, I'm dry again. So I personally like all my stuff is natural. I'm sure there are people who use a lot of different things that, increase that. But for me, I like to use an aloe based moisturizer. The serum that I use on my face during the winter, I use clay. I make a clay cleanser, and I try to use that during the summer because I'm outside. I'm in the grit and grime. During the winter, I tend to use my oil-based cleansers because they have cleansing balms you can use. You just kind of rub it on your face, use a little water to make it creamy, and you can wipe your makeup off with that. Tone. I love toning my skin. You have to mist it. You have to get that pH realigned. And I always use a serum. During the winter, I use a serum followed by a light moisturizer. So that's what I do. That's just what I do.
Nice. Now, use your own products, honey, because when you're out there and people are complimenting you, you say, oh, well, this is my line, my product line, and here's how you can, purchase it or find out more about it, because women are into the skin toners. That's very popular. I know that. And the moisturizers, especially, I notice in the wintertime. So that's very, very, very needed amongst our communities, because we have to learn the benefits of natural products as opposed to products that are out there. Like, I don't know if you heard about the lawsuit with the baby powder.
Yes.
I mean, our ancestors was using that baby powder and didn't know the consequences of using it, and how much natural products are out there that we could have been using if we would have known about it. That would have protected us, protected, their children, and so on and so on. And you can get in touch with someone like you who could say, you know what, I have a problem with dry skin. Can you help me with this? Can you recommend something? Or, I want to, keep my skin looking, plump, beautiful, shining, but not greasy. Right. Sort of like a balance, So, yeah. And also, like you said, a lot of it, I learned from Queen of Pharr, connected to your diet, what you're putting inside of your body. Like, why is your skin breaking out? Why do you have the pimples? Why do you, have the blemishes and the marks on it? A lot of that have to do with what you're putting inside of your body, in terms of what you're drinking and what you're eating. So you're absolutely right. All of that affects us. So we got to pay attention to that, especially that sugar, y'all, because when I went to get a facial, the woman told me specifically, if you're eating white sugar, that it causes the lines that we see in our face. And I said, white sugar? She said, yes. And Dr. Sebi confirmed that white sugar actually deteriorates the bones. So white sugar overall, yeah. So if you can find a natural sweetener, that's better for what you put in your body. And if you're eating any dairy products, along with the sugar, then a lot of that is the pimples when we're breaking out, because that's actually mucus. That's why when we bust them, we see pus come out, because that's the mucus. So that has to do with what we're putting inside of our bodies. So shout out to our brothers and sisters who are out here teaching us and educating us, because I wouldn't have known all of this if it wasn't for them, so I'm grateful.
And it's
grateful.
Your scalp, if you have excessive flaking or dandruff or candida, that is sugar. That is sugar from your body coming out on your scalp.
What? I used to know a guy that used to have, it was to the point where he couldn't wear he couldn't wear a black shirt because the dandruff, and he was using, what is that famous Head and Shoulders?
Yeah.
Everybody is like runs to that. He's using that, and then he's putting in this grease. Like he had like a jar of grease. He's doing all of this stuff, and I don't care what child we sit at the meeting. It was like, you look.
And it
It was.
probably wasn't that. It probably wasn't that. A lot of times we don't, we don't visit the dermatologist as much as we should, and in looking at a few things, a lot of times we have seborrheic dermatitis, and it appears to be dandruff, but it's not.
Yes.
It's actually an overproduction of oil in your scalp. So it'll come up like this greasy, flaky, ickiness, and it gets everywhere. It's on everything. It looks like someone just took some dandruff and threw it on at your back and it landed on your clothes, but it's really an overproduction of oil. And when you add more oil to it, it in turn makes it worse. When you're using Head and Shoulders, it makes it worse. But no one's teaching us that. And if you don't really know what's happening and you're just kind of saying, oh, well, this must be dandruff, you continue to put things on it and it just gets worse and worse over time. So he probably had something else going on. I personally can't stand Head and Shoulders. It's just too drying for my hair, for my children, for melanated hair that's been in my life. We just can't use it. It's just a little too abrasive.
Neutrogena
Mm.
has a tea gel shampoo that,
Yes.
that's pretty good, and it's soothing. It can be soothing. And then you can also do apple cider vinegar rinses, and everybody can do that because it sets your scalp at the right pH. So just make sure.
Wait a minute. I did not even know that because I didn't know what to tell this brother because it was just a hot mess. It was to the point where he had his girlfriend sit home, part his hair, and she was scraping with the comb. He said that someone told him that's what he needed to do. So she was parting his hair and she was scraping that, and I was like, is that good for the follicles? Like I don't
And it
know.
right back.
Yeah.
It's seborrheic dermatitis.
All right, tea time and dolls. When we are criticized for the texture of the hair and we fall into agreement with it, we stunt the growth because we have created an energy that our hair is not acceptable or good.
Agreed.
You're absolutely right. We unconsciously agree with others. And so we think that it's not good or good hair. There's a term that they used to use where it's called good hair. Y'all know what they mean when they say good hair, right? Yeah. Subconsciously, I believe we fall into that. But I think a lot of people now are learning because we're seeing a lot more brothers and sisters who are having afros, they're having the locks, they're doing all types of braids and all sorts of designs, and they're getting creative and they're going to work with this. And I will admit I did get a lot of comments from people who didn't look like me because in that industry, there are a lot of people who do not look like me. So, but they eventually got used to it. And, they didn't need to touch it or anything like that. Cause you know how they get sometimes they got the urge to just touch and just feel because they're just so curious. But I think the more of us that step into our natural aspects of ourselves, the more society will get used to seeing it. And as we embrace it, they begin to embrace it and accept it. And they get used to seeing it. And it is what it is,
Okay.
It is what it is. Yes, there's also an overactive yeast on the scalp that causes flakes. Yeast?
Candida.
Candida.
Candida. That's
Wait a minute. Candida, isn't that usually in the other place of the woman? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
But sometimes it can be on your scalp too.
Yes. And other places in your body, you can see it on your tongue, your scalp, your lady blossoms. It causes a lot of problems. It can cause a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I did not know wow, yeast and all those places and in your hair. Oh my God. So wait, you said apple cider vinegar?
Yes.
So what they do, mix it with water?
You can, but you don't have to. You can. I would warm it up, and how I would warm it up is I would just boil some water in a pot, and then I would take my apple cider vinegar and put it in probably like a glass jar, and then stick it in the water, let it warm up that way, and just pour it on your scalp and put on the plastic cap and let it sit for 20-30 minutes. And then you can wash your hair regularly.
Mhm.
Okay. Wow.
Is,
Okay.
Or you
So
don't have to wash your hair. You can, just
just
rinse
let
it
it
out.
go.
is it
Okay.
specifically the Bragg's Naima, or is it?
Yes. Brags would be the best. The one with the mother on the bottom.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. I'm gonna definitely try that. So wait. So that's good for dandruff. I don't have a dandruff problem. So can I use it anyway?
Yeah. It's still
Okay.
good for your scalp,
Okay.
for your hair
Okay.
as
Because
well.
the pH balance.
hmm
Okay. So if a woman is trying to grow her natural hair, I heard natural hairstyles is the best way. But is there anything else they can do? Like, is it like extra moisturizing, or should they, you know, do their hair every week? Wash it. I see women sometimes washing their hair every week. I see women not using shampoos, but only using conditioner. Like I've seen so many videos and techniques, and I've had so many conversations for women who are trying to grow their hair. So what do you recommend? Is all of that good, or is it just everything ain't for everybody?
Everything isn't for everybody. And that's just what it is. Your scalp does need to be cleansed um, at least bi-weekly or once a month. If you have locks, like I know people with locks, you're not going to shampoo your hair. Some people do. Some people shampoo their hair every 2 weeks with locks or once a week. That does have an effect on your locks. So there's a cause and effect. You'll have more hair that comes loose because it's not staying in the twist, you know. But if you're wearing loose natural hair like us, mine is just braided right now temporarily. Um, then at least every couple weeks you need to cleanse your scalp. Even once a week, it kind of depends on what's going on with your scalp. I think the
Okay.
shampoo is a that it's a personal thing depending on your needs. As far as growing your hair, yes, it has to be moisturized. If it's not moisturized, it's not going to have any spring back. It's not going to have any elasticity. Like, for example, if you guys remember when we were young, we were outside playing with sticks, and you got a dry stick and it just broke in half. But then there's a stick that maybe fell off the tree yesterday, still has some water in the branch, and you're trying to break it and twist it and turn it, and it's not snapping. Same thing with our hair. It needs moisture to have the spring back, so that it doesn't break when you comb it. And then also split ends, I just have no respect for them because all they're gonna do is break. All they're gonna do is break. So you might as well just cut them off and
Yes,
Black
Miss
women
Cynthia.
don't like to cut their hair.
Since we were little girls, I get it. I was one of those little girls.
Look, we used to go to the beauty salon and they would be like, "Oh, those split ends, we gotta trim." And you always say, "Well, don't cut off too much." But the doggone split ends could be, too far up. But they don't want to see you cutting off. I don't know what it is, because we were always trying to grow our hair. So
And what
you're saying
happened?
that if you keep cutting off the split ends, that it's okay.
Yes, because what happens with split ends is they keep splitting up the shaft of your hair. So if you're not trimming them, then the hair above it is just getting weak with it. So it seems like your hair's not growing, but yeah, it's growing from your scalp and it's breaking on the ends.
Oh,
I
that
can't.
explains when the women. So do you remember when the women used to get a perm, and then they would call it the new growth, right?
Mhm.
So the new growth would be the natural hair, but it was like the hair was never growing, right? So that's because the ends are splitting and the new growth is coming in. So it's like,
Yeah, but I
mm,
mean, it was called new growth because your curls were trying to bust through the relaxed hair.
it was
But
a fight. It was a fight.
It was a fight all the way around to be ourselves. And when I started college in the mid early 90s, I was one of the few women with natural hair, and I used to sit in a room and count. And there weren't many, but now, oh, I love going to the natural hair show. All the beautiful hairstyles and ways that people have found to express themselves. It's just, I love it. It's just gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, those hair shows is like a work of art.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the hairstyles, I'm like, how did they, get it to be that way? It's so much creativity, and it's I love looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like eye candy. I love eye candy. Anything that's eye candy that's like beautiful and pleasing to the eyes, I love it. Even the shocking ones, like the futuristic ones, it's like
Yeah.
pow in your face. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, I like
But
it anyway.
at the hair shows, you find just the women walking around patronizing the show.
Mm-hmm.
With all of these beautiful hairstyles and these beautiful locks and beautiful afros and beautiful curls and just.
Doesn't it feel like love there though?
Oh man,
like there is a silence. Like I feel you, sis. Like just this energy of we are all so beautiful and all so natural. We just doing all the things we doing. Look at us, like this. It's this thing you feel when you're at the natural hair show, and where you just want to tell every sister, you're so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a genuine love and a genuine exchange of love at the hair show. I don't know what it is, but it's like a sister movement. We just feel the beat of our drums in there. So I love it.
I used to teach and have a booth. And my male cousins, especially the ones with locks, they'll be like, okay, so we'll be your model. Do our hair while you go teach. We'll take care of your booth. They just wanted to engage with all the beautiful. Look, one of my cousins even married one of my friends, okay, that he met at the hair show at my booth.
Okay, tell him, Naima. We're going to have a whole row of male models the next time.
All right, gentlemen, if y'all heard that and you are looking for a wonderful, beautiful, natural sister who's vibing with you, y'all better get out there to them hair shows. And she is part of her creativity and her naturalness and not afraid to express it. And you know what I noticed too? It's almost like a fashion show because you cannot have all this done up here and not have all this going on down here. So the clothing too.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love our people. I love our creativity. I wish we had more like this all over the United States, not just, because a lot of it is centered in Atlanta. You have some of it in New York. You have some of it in Chicago. I kind of wish it was just like nationwide.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you're right. It is a lot of love. It's a lot of love and a lot of compliments going on. And man, even the men, like some of the men come, I was like, oh, you look good today. I like what you wearing. Even the brothers are stepping out. They not gonna step out and not look right.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just the ladies at the natural hair show, with the hairdos. They're there too. The men are there too.
Mm-hmm.
Authenticity is the magic of our humanity. Exactly. It's us being authentic because you have to look at all the years that for some reason we were not ourselves. We were not being real. We were not being honest. We were trying to be other people. And with that, we tried to dress corporate, which means, you put on that square boxy suit, right? Which holds energy in the square way. It's no movement and no flow. And then we straighten our hair and then we don't get the downloads, So the whole time, since we were younger, this was sort of bred into us and convinced that it's better to be that way as opposed to just be ourselves, even to the point of some of them bleaching their skin, not embracing their natural melanin, dark skin, caramel skin, brown skin. So all of that is being authentic about you and yourself and loving it. It's also loving yourself too. That's a self-love. To be able to walk around your hair natural in this corporate world and just put on whatever clothing you feel, That is confidence and self-love.
Yes. And in the early 90s, I think I went natural in 98. I think it was 98. But when I tell you they were not feeling me, oh my goodness, the sisters was like, "Why you want to be nappy head, girl? Don't you know when we work?" It was like all the buzz. Even my family, it was like, "Why you want to do that?" And but now when I look around and I see so many natural sisters, I'm like, man, I'm so glad y'all came over here because you feel like you're breathing. I can breathe now when I'm out of that, like you said, out of that box and the straightening of my hair. And what I don't like though is sometimes us natural sisters, um, even sisters who are natural, the ones that straighten their hair. Sometimes I hear, well, why are you straightening your hair? It's all beauty. It's all beauty. We're all beautiful, no matter what we do to our natural hair, whether it's braided or locked or straightened, whatever it is beautiful. It grows from our head, and we aren't introducing chemicals that are altering our bodies into that. So I'm very grateful for this movement towards authenticity.
Yes.
Yes, being
Agreed.
genuine.
Absolutely.
Yes, it ain't easy. I would have to say to that sometimes it feels like it's not easy. But you have to believe in yourself that everything is going to be just fine. Because when you think about it, it's just hair. I mean, what about you? What's in your heart? What's in your mind? Within your soul? People are going to see you for who you are, for the beauty that you are from within yourself. It's just clothes. It's just hair. It's just how we express ourselves. It doesn't mean that we're doing bad things or we're harming anyone else. And if people learn to accept us for that, then we'll be fine. You don't have to worry about what someone else is thinking. You have to get into the idea that you're going to be you. You're going to do you. You're going to be yourself, and that's just going to be it. And once you accept who you are, you find that everyone else will fall in line, honey.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just be like boop 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 in line.
And when you're yourself, you shine. So you don't have all these false pretenses. And a lot of times people find themselves disappointed with the person. It's because that's you misrepresented yourself. That's not who you are. That's not what you like. That's not, what you're into. And it's the same thing with our looks, our style. If you meet, this is oh my goodness. When I was younger, again, back then it wasn't as acceptable. I remember meeting guys, and when I would wear my little wig at first because I wasn't comfortable yet, and we didn't have the good wigs that y'all got now. We ain't, they didn't look like this. It wasn't no. It said hi, I'm a wig. When you came in, the wig winked and went by. So I wasn't comfortable with that, who I was, and I will never forget. I went out and I met this. I thought I was cute. He met me with a wig. I had on my club uniform, I'm all stitched up and tightened up and I'm looking a certain way. And when this brother saw me again and my hair was natural and I was wearing, something that was less provocative, you would have thought that I kicked this man dog. He looked so disappointed. He was like, I mean, you cute, bud. And I literally made a decision that day that I don't want people to meet me outside of myself because I'm not gonna be that. I want you to love this person. I still wear a wig now, honey. I got me some hair hats. I call them personalities, and I will put on one in a minute and show up. But but I'm also more secure with myself. So when I wear a wig, or I'm wearing, as they call them, units. They don't call them wigs. It's units now. I'm still confident. You still getting this person. I wasn't hiding behind it. And sometimes we do that. We hide behind our hair. We hide behind our clothes. We hide behind those things. And it also hides that genuine person that we want to be. So
I've had a
Yes.
similar experience, Quinn, with my own hair, where because my hair will fro and it will coil. Like I can do both. So if I don't take the time to make sure that it's coily, then it's gonna be froey. And so I showed up one time with like a coiled, was like wearing like one of the puffs on top of your head. So one time it was all curly, and the next time he saw me, it was puffed, and he was like,
happened to the girl with the curls? Did she go home? Are you her sister? Did you send her back?
What happened to your hair?
Yes.
Oh my God.
My hair and I, we have a love affair. I love it every way. I don't really wear it straight. Yeah, I don't wear it straight.
Mm.
I don't want to compromise any of my curls. So I am going to experiment with old school roller sets and wraps with, no heat. I'm going to see if, I haven't really done that on myself. So I'm going to try that and see how straight I can actually get my hair. But
I can't.
Now that I have went to the Dominican salons and I let them, they don't blow dry it. So they wash and they do a set. And the rollers are like, because my hair is
big.
thick and long and I have these big rollers and your head is all big and they put me under the dryer and I'm under there for about an hour. And then after that, they wrap it and then it's like it comes out rather straight. It's not like super bone straight like a perm, but it's relatively straight. So I like it, because the heat and the damage to the hair, but yet you kind of want a different look. I don't like the same look all the time. And I put on a wig too. I don't care what nobody says. I bless my wig, pray over it, spray it with some Palo Santo, sage my wig.
You got a
and
name or
y'all
two,
be
don't
like,
you, Bliss?
I like versatility. I don't like the same thing all the time. I like to be different, So it's creativity.
I like to switch it up, y'all. I do. And I put on my little straight hair and then I start feeling some kind of way. I just want to rub my head under water because I just can't handle it. And I love me some big hair, girl. I be in there swinging. I like the bigger the hair, the harder they stare. I am so sexy with my big hair. I just love me with big hair. Which when I wear it straight, I don't know. I just don't feel like me. I don't feel like I look like me. And then my daughters, because they used to like me a lot, but now they're teenagers and they're so honest. They're like, "Ew, who you trying to be?" I don't know. That's not for you. Not for you. So yeah, I don't like straight hair on me. I like it on other people. It's pretty, but I can't wear it.
The
I get
last
it. I
time I
totally
got
get it.
my hair flat ironed, it just lacked personality. Someone told me I look like, oh, what did he say? Sister somebody coming home from church or something like that.
You had on kitten heels, girl.
Yes, yes.
But
You just
I think that the roller set and the wrap, because it would be buoyant, kind of like Claire Huxtable's
yes,
hair back on the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like bone straight. It had body. You
yes,
know.
yes. You're right. It is like a bounce to it,
Mm-hmm.
and it blows in. It's a lot of flow and energy when you're here. I don't know what some Dominican girls be doing, but honey, it be on and popping when I go
I
to Dominican
I'll
salon.
go and let somebody take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 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 yes. Ladies, I'm going to need your contact information in case someone wants to reach out for you and know more about natural hair or know about your products that you're selling. If you have a website or if you have an email address you want to share with the brothers and sisters, you can send it. You can put it in the comments. I can drop it in or however you want to do it for our brothers and sisters. So I know you're in Georgia, Naima, right?
Yes, I'm in
And
Georgia.
Quinn, you're in Delaware, right?
Yes.
Okay, but Quinn, you deliver your products all over the United States, or
Yeah.
can you
I
deliver worldwide?
I don't do I don't have any I can't do any shipping outside the US. It is so
Okay,
expensive and it's harder to track and then you have to worry about customs. So I learned to just work with my states and and my our cousin Puerto Rico, I don't know why it's not they still there. I don't know. But I can ship there. But
okay,
yeah.
okay.
That's
So, do you have a email address or a website? How would you like people to reach out to you to
um
contact you?
I actually have a website. Hold on a second and I can put this in the chat. I
Yeah,
also
yeah, you can
have
drop it in the chat.
I have a website and I have let's see here. You can tell I'm not I'm learning how to work this platform, but I'll put it in the chat. I have a website. I also have an email, and I'm on social media. Y'all forgive me. I should be posting more. I'm gonna get better, but I do have social media platforms as well, and you can click on my link tree, and it'll take you to the website if you're on social media. So I'll drop that. Yes, I
You
can.
can't ship to. Somebody asked about
Yep.
Hawaii.
I can ship to Hawaii. It's what I'm finding is kind of when I'm shipping to Hawaii or Puerto Rico, of course, because it's their islands, the shipping is more expensive. So I'm still trying to figure out how to just how to work around that, because I don't want people to have to pay so much for shipping. And I also, I don't want to eat a huge cost for shipping, but I haven't had anybody order anything from Hawaii. Maybe I can
Okay.
go to Hawaii for vacation and just set up and have them
Yes. Yes.
buy it that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So did you share your? How do you want people to reach out to you? Your
Okay, here we go.
email or
In the chat.
Okay,
okay.
so I go.
So yeah, drop it in the chat so the brothers and sisters would know. And so just to confirm, you guys can accommodate both men and women, or is it more you cater more to women?
Well,
You
my
can't
Both.
send it
yeah,
for the
both.
fly. Okay. Okay. Priority. Okay. How heavy it is. Okay. Thank you so much, Carolyn. Yes, yes. Okay, guys. So, if you are interested in knowing more about natural hair products, how to grow your hair, how to protect your hair, protective hairstyles, if you're interested in knowing more about your skin, the products that Quinn is offering, you can go to her website. We're going to be posting that in a minute, the website or the email address, or both, whatever you guys are comfortable with. Oh, and your Instagram. Yes, guys. Even though you're not posting a lot, but they can still follow y'all on Instagram or IG. Okay.
Got you.
So here is the Instagram. The Curly Hair Alchemist. Oh, that's the perfect name. That I know Diana Pharr is loving that name.
I love it.
Alchemist too. Curly Hair Alchemist. Okay, guys. So y'all go on Instagram, look her up at the Curly Hair Alchemist, and you can get information there. And let's see. So we have the website here. We have Naima's website. So that's Naima's Instagram, and this is Naima's website here.
It's my email address. Those are the best ways to reach.
Oh, this is your email. Oh, this is the email address. Okay. So this is Naima's email address. And this is Naima's Instagram, the Curly Hair Alchemist. So you guys can go there. You have videos on there, right? Like showing like hair and stuff like that as you're working with people?
Not yet, no.
That's on her to-do list, y'all. She gonna do that. That's on her to-do list.
Yeah.
All right. Quinn, you want to tell me? I can type it in the chat for the brothers and sisters. Do you want to read it to me and tell me?
I am typing it in right now.
Oh, you typing it? Okay.
Yes.
All right, guys. So the next time y'all come on the show, because y'all coming back, because people want to know about natural hair. A lot of people, you believe, are still figuring out if they want to go on a natural hair journey. And I actually know some sisters who cover their hair with a wig as a protective hairstyle, which I guess, is that kind of like, you can do that too, kind of, as long as I guess you don't wear the wig every day. Is that what it is?
Yeah, you don't want to wear it every day. Your hair needs air and sunlight. Your scalp needs it. So, yeah. Yeah, wearing wigs every day can cause hair loss over the long run. Like if you never.
Okay, gotcha.
Naima reminds me of that, because I'll get really wiggy for a while, and I'm like, girl, she's like, you gotta let your scalp breathe, let it get some sunlight, and I'm like, but it's so cute. So she does keep me in check with my hair.
Okay. So, but I know because I do the natural protective hairstyles, and actually wrapping your hair is also a way to protect your hair, also. But sometimes I want to put on a wig. So now I know when I do put on a wig, and somebody asks me, Miss Bliss, why you got a wig? I'd be like, this is a natural protective hairstyle. What are you talking about? Just for today. That's all. Just for today. All right, guys. So you can go see Quinn on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Natural Arsha, or her
Natural
website
Arshay.
at is it Natural Arsha, right?
Arshay.
Arshay, naturalashay.com. Natural Arshay on TikTok, Natural Arshay on Instagram, and Natural Arshay on Facebook. All right. Well, there you go. Next time we come on, we're going to have some photos and some videos and some products for y'all. We're going to be able to show y'all the magic of the transformation and the beauty of when you are going natural and you're using natural products for your skin and for your hair. And then maybe even we can do some demonstrations of when you actually take in good quality food and good quality water. Maybe if you knew what to eat, how you can actually eat certain foods that actually grow your hair, you know, all of that, all of that. So I want to say thank you so much, Quinn and Naima, for coming on this evening.
Thanks for
I
having us.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Thanks
yes.
for having us. And I do want to say, I just want to give the website for restoring the magic of your humanity. We're at allevents.in. The morning session starts at 10 a.m. and the evening session starts at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Allevents.in. Restoring the magic
Okay.
for humanity.
It will be a wonderful and transformative time.
Yes, Ashe. I think I actually have that. Let me see. Okay. allevents.in/online/restoring the magic of your humanity. So, and then it's still Diana Farr's email address. But guys, you can go on there and then you can register and then you can participate in the event. You can actually see these young ladies as they're doing their presentations. And of course, we have multiple presenters and multiple speakers. So anything from health to hair, to finances, to yoga, to alchemy. Of course, Queen of Fu is also doing a presentation on it. She's part of the gang in there. So you guys make sure you go on there and you register and you participate. And we want you to learn. And this is all part of the restoration of your humanity, of our humanity, of the humankind, the human race, the society, whatever term you want to use. But let's just get back to being more empathetic and more loving and more nurturing to our brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
I'm grateful.
Thanks for having
All right.
us. This.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, guys. I bid you farewell. Have a good night. Love you.
You too.
Mwah.